entire personal development education is about this one quote: follow your passion. And this advice is broken in 21st century. We live in a world full of passion. You can pursue singing, dancing, business, art, computers, all at the same time. But should you follow all of them? Probably not. This is high time to discover a new way of living. And I call it by following your intent. In ancient Mexico, there was a tribe called Toltec, a very powerful empire that ruled for 2 centuries. And in Toltec wisdom, there is a fundamental concept called intent, a fundamental energy, the life force that creates everything in the universe. You will find a version of this philosophy in different ancient civilizations around the world. Intent is the part of life that enables the transformation of energy itself. Essentially, the life force itself is intent. Now, before you dismiss this as some woo-woo, hear me out. Even as a man, your intentions create your desires, and the world that you are experiencing right now is the result of what you created by following your desires. Now, before I move further, if you are liking what you are hearing, please consider taking some time to drop a comment below. It really supports me to create useful videos like this with original thoughts in the world full of AI generated content. I would truly appreciate it. Now, let's get back to the video. So, asking a question that what do I want is a way more important question than learning a new AI tool or learning a new skill at this moment. What is that you want? One of the words that got stuck with me was freedom. But what is freedom exactly? Is it making more money or being able to live wherever I want or working on something that I enjoy working on? You see, this definition changes over the age. When we were young, it would mean that just hanging out with friends who we want to hang out with. And as we grow up, it might mean choosing the career that we want. Probably when we die, that would mean that following the kind of death we actually want. You see, the definition of freedom changes, but the word itself is irrelevant of the age, having no resistance, internal or external, in the flow of life. Freedom is the free will. Picking up that anchor word is critical. And from there, you want to look into the subject that takes you in the direction of that anchor. This is how you start picking up the subject that would interest you instead of going for all the subjects that you saw a video on or you watched a podcast on. For me, initially it was sales and marketing because I thought that freedom would mean making more money. And one of the things I discovered is if you can learn sales and marketing, you can achieve that level of money and freedom. Then it became psychology and philosophy. And then I got introduced to spirituality. Now I'm in a place where I am curious about masculine and feminine energies and how they come together to create the world itself and how I can use it in my business and to help other people grow in their businesses. So even if you are in a 9 to 5 job or you are studying, I would recommend you to pick up a subject that interests you. Now, if you're wondering how do you even find that subject and how do you find your core value? Well, it's very simple. What truly makes you happy? That's the question that you need to ask. This whole life is about being truly happy. There are 3 levels of happiness. Number 1 is sensory happiness, or we call it pleasure. When you are eating highly stimulus food or you are involved in a highly sensory activity, this is what you experience, a sensory happiness. Most of the people are here. They are chasing pleasure and calling it happiness. And don't get me wrong, this is necessary for survival and this is why we are given this. But this won't give you the fulfillment and long-lasting happiness. And this is probably not what is going to give you that word, that anchor. So you need to learn about the second type of happiness, which is the flow. When you are deeply involved in something that you forget the time, or you are loving it so much that you do not care where you are sitting right now. This is where most of the top tier business people are, or most of the athletes and artists experience this. A lot of times, for me, it is when I am working with a client, when I'm coaching people, I have this kind of happiness. And this is what lasts a little bit longer. And this is what you want to discover in your everyday life and in everyday work that makes you forget the time. But then there is also a third level of happiness, which is perhaps not a lot of people experience, but it's the most profound level of happiness. This is called a meaningful happiness. So imagine this scenario. You are driving at night and you want to reach your home early. You are tired and you want to go back and you want to sleep. But suddenly you saw this dog injured on the road. Now you want to go home and you are tired and this is what your first desire is. But somehow you cannot leave that dog alone at night crying and injured. So what you do is you stop the car, you take the dog to the hospital and you spend the whole night there in the hospital looking after the dog. Now, this is not going to be the most pleasurable experience. Your eyes would be swollen by the morning and your body would be aching. But still, there is the sense of fulfillment. There is a sense of joy in you. This is the kind of happiness people love suffering for. For many people, it is business in making money and taking care of their families. This might mean taking care of poor people and providing them with better education. You see, all these versions of this happiness are about creating and supporting more life on this planet. Now, you do not need to build a career on this, but it is worth finding this kind of happiness. And if you are looking for a subject to study, then probably you will find this in these last two categories of happiness: flow and purpose. Now, if you are still watching this video, I truly appreciate it. I want you to write down in the comments what are different activities that truly make you happy. This could be eating, sleeping, watching a movie, creating a website, or working on social media, or music, or raising a dog, or supporting a family. Write down all and then divide all these types of activities in these categories of happiness. And ask this question to yourself. When you are building a career or when you are building a business, if your subject of study doesn't fall into these categories, and when you are not working on becoming better in those subjects, probably AI is going to replace you. People think that AI will replace the artist. No, it won't. It will replace the job of creating an art, but artists are going to stay. It will probably replace the job of creating films, but filmmakers are going to stay. You see, if I would summarize this entire concept into this one line, it is this: you need to ask the right questions. If you want to go deeper into this subject, I would highly recommend you to join the Creator Circle. This is the private community where I engage with other conscious creators and we work together to build a successful, purposeful business on the internet. And by the way, you can also take this video and you can transcribe it. You can put this on Claude or ChatGPT, and then you can start asking ChatGPT with all these questions that I am asking you, because that will turn AI into a kind of a coach for you. So let me know in the comment box, what are these 3 types of activities that you follow on daily basis? You have nothing to lose, but a whole life to win.